International solidarity with the Palestinian cause itself has never been stronger. Israel has never been more isolated on the global stage. People will hear about ceasefire 2-3 days later. They will, just move on with their routines, and so this has been the pattern. But the thing is, who will compensate for the Palestinian life? They were the biggest genocide enablers. They should be held accountable. They should be held accountable. I don't like the condemnation word. I like the compensation word. Disarming Palestinian resistance, and out of pressure we will say, oh, just get on with it, or just so there is this narrative as well. Out of these pressures, people start accepting all sort of wrong things. Second thing is, this is the time when dark powers in top ranks are most active and trying to exploit the situation the most. Those Muslim countries who are brave enough to fight their own people but emasculated against USA and Israel, get them to do the dirty work. Yeah, I just need to speak about this, Gaza ceasefire issue. Many things are to be considered here, and these are very important times to be talking about these issues. First, I'll read out this report that Trump may fly to the Middle East to seal the Hamas-Israel deal this week. Hamas might be betting on a ceasefire secured by Trump's ego, all while locking in strategic successes both in Gaza against the IDF and globally for the Palestinian cause. Long-term strategic thinking of the Hamas movement could explain why they might accept a Trump deal this week. Yes, when Israel gets its captives back, it could restart the onslaught, but Trump's peace prize would be threatened, as his Middle East peace win would be perceived as broken and failed. Israel's restart would hasten its own geopolitical isolation, which equals strategic suicide. Whereas if a truce holds, Israel hasn't succeeded to crush Hamas out of existence. IDF soldiers are still killed in Gaza sporadically by militants there. Netanyahu's main war goal fails, and he'll struggle to spin that fact away, all while crushing Israeli strategic and military self-confidence. International solidarity with the Palestinian cause itself has never been stronger. Israel has never been more isolated on the global stage. Just recently, Spanish parliament voted to arms embargo Israel. Regarding facts on the ground, aid would flood into Gaza, at least for the short term. High profile, not before released Palestinian prisoners like Marwan Barghouti could be exiled to Gaza. Hamas would be seen to have selflessly advanced Palestinian national unity. Occupied Egypt would flood Gaza with rubble diggers. The Gaza Phoenix sense of steadfastness and rebirth inspires fresh hope and resilience after 2 years of trauma. Reconstruction bill payers, including Middle East monarchies, would all have skin in the game to ensure a deal holds for the medium term. This is from independent journalist Harry Fear, who I believe is the leading voice on this issue, even better than many other independent organizations which are doing terrific work. Somebody has to announce these type of things. Somebody has to announce these type of reports, and the timing for this is very crucial. Now, I would like to mention a few things here. I think 2 or 3 are the most important factors to consider. The first is that, after hearing about this deal, the world may quiet down, because this has been the pattern. The entire 2 years calling for, these genocide enablers, genociders to be held accountable. This narrative may diminish. Why? Because, this is what we have been talking about for years, that the system is not just about the 2 or 3 people, Trump or Netanyahu. It's about these middle institutions, lower institutions, universities, colleges, other judiciary. People will hear about ceasefire 2-3 days later. They will, just move on with their routines, and so this has been the pattern. But the thing is, who will compensate for the Palestinian life? Who will compensate for their lives? Each life has to be compensated. The US and Israel should pay for their compensations for their reconstruction as well. They were the biggest genocide enablers. They should be held accountable. They should be held accountable. I don't like the condemnation word. I like the compensation word. Similarly, even in October 7 attacks, if Israeli civilians were killed, they should also be compensated. Collective compensation for all, right? But more Palestinians, way more, 70 times more Palestinians have been murdered. Each family member should be given compensation. Second thing is, this is the time when dark powers in top ranks are most active and trying to exploit the situation the most. Muslims start accepting things that they shouldn't. Dark powers are much more nuanced than many Muslim states. This is a very important point. Out of pressures, it has gone on for 2 years, so now they are coming up with disarming Hamas, disarming Palestinian resistance, and out of pressure we will say, just get on with it, or just so there is this narrative as well. Out of these pressures, people start accepting all sort of wrong things. Israel says, third point is, we don't even know for how long the ceasefire will last. Israel has a habit of violating it again and again. What is the guarantee for? Israel always says, we are doing this so that in the future there will be no threat of a Palestinian attack on Israel. But in future, where is the guarantee of that there will be no Israeli attack on Palestinian territory according to UN 67 borders? Where is that guarantee? Where have the Muslim states asked for that? Fourth point, international forces. What are these international forces? Discuss this with Russia and China, what to do about this issue. The thing is, there is a narrative. I have to speak about this, probably be the most important point. Israel was trying to send gang leaders, ISIS gangs, to do their dirty work to fight against Hamas, because Israel forces and American forces are not brave enough to fight them on the ground. So a strategy could be that gather international forces from Muslim countries as well, including probably our own country, Pakistan, as well, because these countries, those Muslim countries who are brave enough to fight their own people but emasculated against USA and Israel, get them to do the dirty work. You have to know about this. Maybe even Pakistan may be involved as well, to carry out the dirty work, because Israel couldn't fight them one-on-one. American forces probably wouldn't be able to fight them one-on-one. So they are, getting these probably even Muslim countries who are brave enough to fight their own people but emasculated against US and Israel, use them to do the dirty work. Keep that in mind. I am saying discuss it with Russia and China on what to do about this issue of international forces to guarantee for a Palestinian state according to UN 67 borders. Palestinian army should be there. And last point, don't forget Russia-Ukraine war. It is still happening. Putin didn't stop it yet. So Russia-Ukraine war, keep your eyes on Russia-Ukraine war. I have been saying this, I predicted this, that Russia-Ukraine war, it is highly likely it will stop after the Gaza genocide stops, or after Israel-Palestine war stops. And with that, Assalamu alaikum.